Good day, everybody! This is BA Radiant Dawn, and I'm back with the next part of my top 10 units not yet in fave from each game. Today we're taking a look at 3 houses. Kind of had to update the list because the summer banner kind of messed it up a bit, so I had to retweak it. As usual, I have a guest joining me, and for a change of pace, I have good sir Linkking7.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me. It's always fun to discuss sort of characters that are not in Fae, and I get to be really mad because they don't put in the ones I want and cry and whine about it. But at the end of the day, it's good fun. They all do get in eventually. But yeah, this should be fun. 3 Houses has been getting a lot of stuff, so we'll see.
Yeah, and you just got I'm not sure if you're done yet, but I know at one point you were helping Miss Faye with streaming 3 Houses, eh?
Yeah, we that's been kind of on and off. We're not even close to like finishing the game, so okay. I don't know what's going on there. It'll come back at some point. It's been on hiatus for a little bit.
She's a busy girl for sure.
yeah.
I'm kind of envious. I before Happy got into like came in as DLC. Petra was my favorite character, so I'm like Miss Faye Mata is my favorite voice actress at the moment, or she's up there.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, Petra was one of my favorites as well, until we saw Shamir, and then it was just like no contest anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of Shamir fans out there. Summer Shamir won.
Literally, dude. Like, come on. Honestly, like, we're running out of big boob waifus to put on summer banners. I think Shamir and like Petra are next in line in the 3 Houses thing. The percentages. If
they did like a duo Shamir Petra, I think people would die.
Yeah. That would be mega bait.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I'd have to go hard on that banner for sure. I'd have to pull the heck out of that. Anyway, let's get into the 10th place person. So. I always look through CYL. That's how the CYL results for each year. That's how I do these videos. This idea has been kind of done before, but not quite in this way. So, in the 10th spot, we got Sir Rodrigue. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to, because he's only on the one route as like an NPC. He's like a holy knight.
Yeah, he's like a mounted unit for sure.
Yeah, he's like a mounted magic user, so maybe he'd be like the next Reinhardt. I don't know.
I doubt that.
Yeah, so eventually there's gonna be a mounted unit that could do what Reinhardt does, but better. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, he is a holy knight. You're right. I just looked it up.
Yeah. He has a Crest of Fraldarius, which increases might, so I could see his weapon having like built-in like +5 attack or something like that for sure. What other effects do you think of? Like, it's hard for these NPC units because like all we really know is like mounted magic, crest. That's all we got.
Yeah, I mean, well. With Holy Knight, I guess it could go 2 ways, right? He could be a healer, or he could be a white magic user. So I think in Heroes, white or light magic is described as like a blue tome. So he could be, blue tome Cav, or he could be staff Cav. And because he's a guy, and because he's an NPC, this is someone we would probably see on a seasonal banner as a Tempest Trials unit who would have a garbage set. So I don't know if we have to worry too much about skills. He'd probably have some generic weapon and maybe like a couple random generic skills. But I think in game he has pretty middling stats, like probably higher magic, higher res kind of thing.
Yeah. One thing that I just thought of is he might actually be like another kind of solid possible like Fallen Edelgard counter, because the white magic users do have Seraphim, which is effective against the demonic beasts. So that could be a thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I never actually tested that in game myself to see if Seraphim is effective against Hegemon Edelgard, but that is an interesting way to put it. Actually, you're right.
Yeah, because I know it's effective against the demonic beasts in the game. I'm not sure if it's effective against Hegemon Edelgard, but in Fae she's a beast unit, so it could still work.
I mean, are we finally going to get inheritable beast effectiveness weapons? I think it's probably about time. That would be not a bad idea.
I mean, we have Petrina's Holy Grail. It's not inheritable, but she has beast effectiveness. A friend of mine actually trained a Petrina. She's an absolute monster. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think the picnic units also have beast effectiveness as well as Petra. So there's a few of them out there, but none of them have inheritable weapons.
One of these days. For the 9th spot, we have Yuritsa. So I haven't played the Black Eagles route since the DLC made him playable. So I have no idea what he is as a unit or what he could do. So
he's literally just unmasked Death Knight. It's the same.
Okay. So, kind of like I'm expecting like a Death Knight, pretty much same idea, like another GHB Tempest Trial or something like that, freebie, because Death Knight is, so why wouldn't he be?
I mean, so they've done some weird things where they've put these like enemy units on banners before, like Idun, for example. We've gotten her as like just a regular banner unit. She wasn't a GHB, even though she's someone that you would definitely think would be. So I'm always hesitant to say like this person would be this or this person would be that, because you really never know. But yeah, it would make sense. Although I don't think we've run out of GHB units from Three Houses just yet.
Yeah. Well, like...
So, but if they were to do like a Black Eagles banner, I don't know if we have any Black Eagles students left to put in. I mean, I guess original Caspar, Yuritsa. That's it, really.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of students left at all.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who else gotten alts off the top of my head. I know Ingrid got an alt. She's in the game as an original. Ash, Caspar. I think like maybe time skip banners might be a little bit easier to put Yuritsa on. We don't
True. Actually, that's a really good point. Actually, yeah, I agree.
Because yeah, we don't have a whole lot of original pre-time skip units to put in anymore. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see him being a GHB. I could see him getting the same weapon that Death Knight has, maybe like a little enhanced version with like, you know, guaranteed follow-up if unit initiates combat or whatever, because they love giving guaranteed follow-up to everything, right?
Yeah, it's always like guaranteed follow-ups or acceleration special trigger shenanigans. It's one of those two.
Pretty
Almost
much.
Every single weapon now. It's crazy. Yeah, like, for sure he'd be mounted. More than likely a lance unit. Again, it's a little easier for him. Does he have a crest? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah. I think it's the crest of Lamine.
Oh, that's just like one less, like a chance of using one less healing magic. I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, well, on a lance unit, that's utterly useless unless they want
to. It makes sense narratively, right? But for him, combat-wise, he doesn't make use of it at all.
Yeah, unless you wanted to make him into like a lance-focused healer, which would be interesting. You could, but eh.
Yeah.
Moving on to the 8th spot, we have Gerald. So, another green unit. Not playable, unfortunately. He should have been. He should have been in the DLC. He should have been. I'm kind of upset about that, actually.
That's a good point. I agree with that.
Yeah, like the story focuses around his wife and him. So where is he? It's terrible. Sword Cav. I want to lean more towards the freebie unit side of things for him. It just kind of fits the bill, in my opinion.
I don't know. I feel like they would probably make Geralt pretty good because he is the father of the like the main character, and I think he's a paladin starting class, so definitely a cav. Yeah, although I remember him having a lance in the tutorial, but maybe I'm wrong.
I could have been a lance. I could be misremembering.
Yeah, I think he had a lance in the tutorial. So I would say blue cav. Unfortunately, blue calves and heroes, you know, they usually get kind of the short end of the stick. Blue calves and blue wyverns are kind of the meme these days.
Guys in general get the short end of the stick in Fae, so...
Oh, yeah, true. true.
Yeah,
So
I hope they make him a 5-star. He deserves it. He's pretty cool.
I mean, they're running out of Three Houses characters to add. Some of these have to be banner units.
Yeah, like, as it sits, I think they can make, like, another full-on church banner. Like, you could have, maybe, like, Rhea and Yuritsa, Geralt,
Manuela.
Cyril's not in it. Manuela, Hanuman.
Yeah.
They're
definitely saving Manuela, because, you know, that's some prime bait there for the waifu aficionados.
Why am I expecting, like... next year I'm expecting another Three Houses summer banner. And it's gonna have, like, Manuela. It's gonna have Shamir. Like...
That wouldn't be a bad one, honestly. Like, proper summer Rhea, Manuela, Shamir,
Yep.
and then you can add in, like, Alois, he's not in the game yet, and you can add in Yuritsa and, you know, make one of them a demote and one of them the free unit. It honestly sells itself.
That would be a pretty solid banner.
Yeah.
Oh yes, if you're listening, you know, we're giving you some free ideas here, just saying.
Look, I've tried to email them before. I've tried to call them. They don't want to have it.
Yeah, most mobile game people are absolutely terrible in that aspect. Like they don't reply, they don't answer, they just do what they want, and we should be okay with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sword or Lance Cav, more than likely. Hopefully not a demote, but male NPC, more than likely, but always hard to say.
He'll probably be like very classically high defense, high attack, low speed, low res.
Yeah, for sure. Next up we have Abyss Keeper.
No, come on.
No, I kid you not. He's like almost halfway through the list.
He's gonna win
really
CYL
high.
next year, isn't he?
Huh?
He's definitely gonna win CYL next year.
Oh, probably. See, the funny thing is, I actually voted for Abyss Keeper with 1 vote because I did not like the fact that Gatekeeper was getting more than Abyss Keeper, because I actually like Abyss Keeper more, but that didn't work out too well. But yeah, this is the hardest case of what do we say about this unit. There's nothing really to work with. He stands there and makes, like, really kind of sarcastic comments sometimes. That's about it. He has, like...
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say this guy ends up being the first brawler unit in Fire Emblem Heroes. By the time they reach the bottom of the barrel of what they can do, they're finally gonna put in gauntlets, and he's gonna be a punchy guy.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I just really like the lines that he has with the guy who comes down to check on him. He's like, hey, yeah, I got this guy next to me. He's kind of annoying. And then later on, the guy's gone. He's like, oh, where's my buddy? I'm sad.
Yeah.
It's like, I got a bromance going and now he's gone. What happened?
I think at one point he also comments on, like, the people getting drunk in the tavern behind him or something like that. I thought that was pretty funny.
He has, like, some of the best lines in the game, honestly.
Yeah, he's actually pretty funny. I can't wait until next CYL. Maybe I'll campaign for him, get him to #1.
Yeah, I would join in on that. I like him. He's
Just
much more
piss
of a
everyone
character.
off.
Because, like, Gatekeeper just has, like, one line he repeats all the time. This guy has, like, multiple different lines, and he doesn't really repeat them. He changes them up every single time. They're always funny, or almost always funny. It's great.
Yeah.
He's like Gatekeeper.
Yeah, he's definitely different. Like Gatekeeper is the more wholesome version, and then Abyss Keeper is like the more, you know, just no nonsense version.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope he'd be a Gauntlet. That'd be so cool. That'd be like,
It feels like
Gauntlets being like colorless too.
Yeah, I feel like gauntlets would definitely be colorless, and I feel like it would have to either that or green. I can see them being like the same level of axes.
Yeah.
Or maybe they give them the bow treatment where there's different colors of gauntlets, but except it's melee. So I don't know.
It'd be interesting. At some point they do have to add gauntlets though. That's a given. Yeah. Our guess for this unit, probably the next CYL winner. Make it happen, everybody.
Yeah. We can make it happen. Yeah. Let's do it.
Next up we have Ignatz, the only student left. Not in Fae at all.
Damn.
He's the only one. Well, except for the DLCs. He's the only one.
Oh, true. Yeah, you can make an entire DLC banner on its own, actually.
Oh yeah, I happy best girl. That Cypher artwork though. Oh, I'm so happy I have a I have an SR plus happy on the way, so I'm excited.
I know which cipher artwork you're talking about. Trust me.
Yeah, Ignatz. One thing that we didn't mention is the fun fact when it comes to 3 houses is every unit can use every weapon type if you train them hard enough in it, so they could be pretty much anything. But I can see Ignatz being more of an archer / sniper just because his skill really works with that. Like his personal skill is like perfect for that. So I can imagine him as like a colored bow maybe. I wouldn't want him as colorless, but I'd want him as a colored bow. Maybe like a red or I think green bow would be nice for him.
He's probably gonna be like a red bow demote. Who are we kidding?
I mean, that'd be nice, because we don't actually have any red bow demotes.
Do we have any other colored bow demotes in general? I don't think so, right?
Felix is blue. Daniel's blue. That's gray also, but... Dang, I think that's about it. I have a lot of colored bows.
I don't think we have anyone you can actually pull on banner who's like a colored bow demote. Or even a colored dagger demote as well, now that I think about it.
Yeah, no. There hasn't been either of those. There's Grail units for that, but that's about it. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna check in on Faye at the moment because I have all the bows. For reds, we've gotten Igrin, Anna, Midori, and Shauna, all 5-star logs. For blues, Lucina, Crom, Felix. I feel like there's another one that I probably do not have. Yeah, I don't think there's any.
Lynn?
I don't think there's been any demons.
Summer Lynn?
Oh, actually, Python. Greenbow. Demote.
Oh, true.
He's like the only one.
Oh, and Wrath, actually. Wrath.
Oh, and well. Wrath, yes.
Okay, so never mind. I take that back. We have gotten colored bow demotes.
They're all green. So, I mean, I would not argue against the red demote bow, because that's a really rare bow type.
Yeah, I feel like that could be valid. I feel like they could probably give him... See, the tricky thing about doing things like this is, like, which characters do you give PRF skills / PRF bows, and which characters do you not? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't feel like any of the characters we discuss would get any PRFs, but at the same time, Heroes just hands them out like cupcakes sometimes. So it's just...
Yeah, like...
It's like, I don't know.
It's hard to say. Like, once Abyss Keeper gets in, he's probably gonna have a preferred weapon because he doesn't have anything to work with otherwise. Gerald will probably have like maybe like I want to like a gentleman's blade to counteract the lady blade, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it could do that.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd like that. A male version of lady blade. That'd be sweet.
I mean, with 3 houses, at least all of them have some kind of, well, not all of them, but most of them will have some kind of crest effect that you could argue can be put into the game. Oh, but outside of that, all the characters in general are kind of a blank slate for the most part. Like, because of the way 3 houses is structured, you can make anyone anything you want.
Yeah.
You really don't differentiate between the units unless it's growths or their personal skills or their crest.
Actually, there is one weapon. If they wanted to give him a preferred weapon, there's one weapon that I think of that might actually work. What is it? The Inexhaustible? It's like the legendary bow that pretty much anyone can use, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That would work, technically. Because he'd be an archer, and that bow is not in the game yet, so that's a possibility, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so, because his personal skill is just hit rate plus, is it 15 or 20? I can't remember. 20. But it's literally just hit rate.
Yeah, which doesn't exist in Fae, and he doesn't have a crest either, so we can't even work anything around that. It's like, for 3 houses units, it's like, you gotta look at the crests, and do they have a legendary weapon associated with them? If so, what does that weapon do? It's basically all it is. That's the Fae tactic for these units.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, I can't remember who's in this spot. Oh, Manuela. Yep, that makes sense. Manuela.
This is definitely going to be a 5-star.
Oh yeah, easy 5-star. I'd be shocked if they made her a demote, honestly, because like.
Not happening.
No, it's not happening. They have a habit of making pretty healers demotes, but we're talking about Manuela, who's just the cutscene. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Just the one cutscene from when you're first meeting the students and the teachers and all that. That just says it all right there. Like, I'd be surprised if they made her a 4-star, honestly. Yeah, I could see her using.
Yeah,
like,
she's definitely not going to be a 4-star.
No.
She will be like the front and center clickbait of whatever banner is going to happen.
Oh yeah, they'll put her on the thumbnail for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, infantry, healer, or infantry tome for light magic. Again, she could do Seraphim, and she could be effective against beasts. Just saying. I don't think she has any skills that are specifically to her, and I know she doesn't have any crests.
She definitely has a skill. It was the one that gave them, I think, a void. It was a support kind of skill.
Well, okay, yeah. Avoid and Fae. That's some. There's been a unit that's done that before. It's kind of like the duo era.
Isn't it kind of just guard? They usually give people like guard or something. It feels like because crit in Fae feels like it's just special acceleration. So avoid in Fae feels like it would be special deceleration, right? That's to me at least. That's what makes sense.
And like I know Duo Erica had for her duo skill, it was dodge or something, and it added damage reduction based on speed to anyone around her, which was pretty cool. So like maybe they could do like a miniature version of that for Manuela to signify the dodging aspect for hit rates, avoidance, and all that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I really don't. They could do whatever they want.
It doesn't matter what they do. She's gonna be good.
She's probably gonna be one of those. Comes with a full set.
Oh yeah, it'd be like
min-maxed base stats.
I want to say like maybe like attack res ideal plus like a lull skill in the B slot plus I don't know for the C slot, but it maybe like a healing C slot.
Yeah, kind of like airs. That's actually not too far-fetched.
That'd be nice. 'Cause then she'd be a healer.
I could totally also see her being like effective against magic users, kind of like Guinevere, even though she doesn't do that in Three Houses, but it just feels like something they would do.
Just to make her like OP. Because like we all know if she's getting in the game, she's gonna be overpowered, so
it sells.
Yep. So I actually want you to take a guess. There's 4 spots left. Who do you think's in those spots?
They're all the DLC units.
They are indeed. 4th place, Balthus, this beast of a man. So he could be argued for a case of the gauntlets, because he's the almighty king of grappling. Or they could just add him as in like an axe unit. It all depends. I think for the ladies, a summer Balthus would sell really well.
I mean, does he really need a summer alt? He's got it's it's all out there, regardless of whether or not he's a summer unit. So
yeah, in order to sell Lawrence, I had to toss him in a Speedo. So in order to, they don't need
that
to try to
funny.
sell Balthus in a Speedo. I mean, I could think of worse things.
I mean, we did get like Frederick in like shorts and stuff, so he seems to like have a similar figure to Balthus. So I wouldn't be too surprised if that does happen. But again, he's not really wearing a shirt in his normal art.
Yeah,
so.
he's kind of like all just hanging out.
Yeah.
He's a pro.
Summer Hanneman, though.
Yo. Summer Hanneman would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like infantry axe or gauntlets if they get in before it gets into the game. We'll see about that. But yeah, he'd be. See, his legendary weapon is gauntlets, so that has to get into the game at that point.
Definitely. I would be really annoyed if they actually put Balthus in without adding in gauntlets.
Yeah, like, for his pre-time skip, okay, he could be an axe, but his post-time skip, he has to be a gauntlet user. There's no getting around that. And I'm pretty sure they wouldn't demote him. He'd be like he'd be a 5-star. It's like all the DLC units are on here. They're all really, really cool units, and I just like.
We've had banners. I don't know, like I haven't been following as closely lately, but have we had any banners recently? I guess the Fallen ones don't have any demotes on them, right?
I know Luthier was a demote for his.
But he wasn't on a Fallen banner.
No. Fallen banner, there hasn't been any demotes, no. It's all been like straight up 5 stars.
Because I just feel like if they were to go with the DLC units on a banner, it's really hard to say any one of them is a demote because they're all very prominent figures. There's only 4 of them. I guess if you were to pick a demote out of the 4, it would probably be Balthus.
Probably.
Because like 2 of them are girls, so those aren't demoting, and Yuri is like the main dude, so he wouldn't demote.
Yeah, so out of them all, Balthus is unfortunately the most likely for a demote, but they could just do a Fallen banner and not demote any of them, because that would be a banner that would be pulled on, because they're all in the top 4. So, yeah, I hope he's a Gauntlet user. He deserves it.
He's got a lot of cool mechanics. Like he has the gauntlets, and I remember his crest is the one that heals when he uses his combat arts too. So, you know, that could be something that you could just put inside the weapon. Like, when special procs heal, you know, just give it soul or give it like noontime or something like that.
Built-in soul, or kind of do like a Fallen Elgard and just do like +7 HP when he like on hit kind of idea.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, so that because that's something that's so easy to just integrate. It's a mechanic that's in the game.
Oh yeah.
And that's all you got to do to really make it, you know, lore relevant or, you know, canon.
What was his what was the effect for his combat art with his legendary gauntlets? Do you remember?
I can try pulling that up real quick.
Because depending on what that does, that might be able to be put into Fae.
It's Eviscerate, and it deals damage based on whichever the target's protection or resilience is the lower value. So it's adaptive damage.
Okay. Yeah, that could definitely be put into the weapon for sure. Like, if you got his legendary gauntlets in the game and like time after the time skip version of them, then yeah, like the adaptive damage, healing.
I mean, we recently got that on Pala, right?
Yep.
Her Lady Blade is adaptive damage on a melee weapon, so this could, you know, fit right in.
Her Lady Blade is pretty much the exact same thing as the gauntlets, really. Adaptive damage, double hit, speed minus whatever. That sounds exactly like what they do for gauntlets, honestly. Well,
although gauntlets are like lighter weapons in 3 houses, so...
Yeah, so maybe like they'd...
I would like to see them, if they were in Fae, just give them lower might and don't give them the speed reduction.
Or if you do give them the speed reduction, cut it in half, considering they are lighter.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of brave weapons that do speed -2, like Amidi for Olincia. There's like a couple other ones.
But yeah, I want Balthus in the game so bad, but not nearly as much as my girl Happy. So, pre-time skip Happy is such a cutie. I adore her. Time skip Happy, I'm probably gonna +10 the second she comes out. Even this version would be hard for me to not +10. So, Happy. Let's see. So I think her crest was it sometimes doesn't use up usage of dark magic or normal magic, not white magic. I think that's what her crest does.
It's the recovery magic one.
Oh, recovery. Okay. Huh. But she doesn't really use white magic, so I can't see her being a healer. I could definitely see her being like an infantry tome for the pre-time skip, but then like a flying tome for like kind of like a power crypta versa for like.
Well, Happy I think is canonically, I think goes into like a Holy Knight kind of category. I think Constance is the one who's canonically Dark Flyer.
Yeah, I messed it up there. Constance will be the power crypta versa. Yeah, Happy goes into the Holy Knight area, and she has the Valkyrie. That's what it is. I'm so sad. I forgot what my best girl does. I'm sad now.
Shame on you. You should go and repent your sins tonight. Pray to the Church of Happy.
Well, it's official. I'm gonna have to delete the first Happy I get because I'm gonna have to feather her because I messed up. Like I won't feather her. She's too cute. Anyway, yeah, she doesn't get any legendary weapons, so there's nothing to work with there. There's a crest, but that's not really helpful in terms of like maybe it could be like additional additional healing or something, or I have no clue. She'll probably come with like odd or even recovery, that's for sure. I can see them giving her that.
Doesn't she have like the personal skill that's effective against also the beast unit things? I'm pretty sure that's what her.
She deals effective damage against all beasts.
Yeah. So that could be like an interesting niche for her as well. That's very valid too, because it's her actual personal skill.
Mm-hmm. She's another beast killer. I mean, more Fallen Edelgard killers, I'm fine with.
I honestly think no matter what you do, Fallen Edelgard's really hard to kill, even unmerged. So.
Yeah, I played around with a few different ideas, and unmerged ones aren't too bad, but once they get like Otox is terrifying, honestly. I took it down, but I still lost to everything else on his Ether Raids team. It was brutal.
See, the problem with Fallen Edelgards is if you build her as a proper range tank with like distant defense 4 and then distant defense 3 in the seal slot, she's not dying.
Nope. And then like toss on like far save just to make her even.
Yeah, toss on far save and then do near save with like another beast or a dragon or something in your set.
Or have 2 +10 Fallen Edelgards, one for near, one for far.
And you know what? Win. I can get behind that.
I love the save skill so much. I love using them. They're so fun.
Yep.
Yeah, Happy, definitely a magic infantry or magic cav, pre-time skip and post-time skip, definitely magic cav.
To me, she feels like she would go in like the green cav category. I don't know why, but that's just what I feel she would go into.
Green or red, but I'd say probably green.
Mm-hmm.
I just want her in the game already. Like, we have all 4 units. This is gonna be a banner right here at some point.
Yeah, so, that's kind of interesting you say it, because, like, maybe we should save this until we're done.
Yeah.
I'll save this point until we're done with all the 4 DLC, then we can talk about it.
Okay. Next up is Constance. So, she's the one that's going to be the power corrector Versa. When it's after the time skip. Pre-time skips, another infantry mage, probably blue. And what was her special skill? What was her personal skill again?
Her personal skill.
Oh, it changes her defensive abilities or attacking abilities depending on if she's inside or outside?
Yeah, inside or outside, exactly.
I mean, almost all maps in Fae are outside.
I think this one is hard to work into Fae.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do with it. I feel like something like that does not have a precedence in Fae. And I feel like this would be something that they never coded for, indoor or outdoor. But I wonder if they would do it for terrain.
Yeah,
because they've coded terrain.
Because Cavs can only move one space through the fort tiles, and they can't cross the trenches at all.
Yeah.
Or they can't cross the trenches, but that's one as well. But they can't go through forests. Yeah, they could do something like that, where it's like or they could do like, if she's like on a forest or something, she gets like more defensive abilities, but if she's off of it, then she gets more offensive ones or something like that.
I don't know.
I'm curious to see what they do with her, because that's really, really unique specifically to her. We've never had this before, really. Like, we've never had an
All I know is they better do her justice, or I'm going to be picking up the phone, because I like Constance. I like indoor Constance more than outdoor Constance, though.
Oh yeah, indoor Constance is very La Rochelle. I love it.
Yeah, she's got more spunk. Yeah, outdoor Constance is just like, you lose all the energy, you lose all the fun. It's like, no, I don't like this.
You know what's a fun idea? They could bring her in to Fae as a gauntlet user, because she has an affinity for gauntlets.
She does have an affinity for gauntlets.
If I were not a holy woman, I'd beat you senseless. Well, she does both, so it's perfect. But yeah, I could see her as getting like an alt of some sort, maybe like a Christmas like gauntlet alt. Would be so funny.
That would be actually funny, and it would be nice to like have a little throwback to Three Houses, like, oh, this is why.
Yeah, like I'm so curious to know what they're gonna do with her, because she's such a unique case. It'll be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, more than likely 5-star. More than likely, really, really good. Same with Happy, same thing. 5 stars, really good. Last but not least, we have the boss man, Yuri Bird. Oh, I forgot to mention this when it comes to Happy. The main reason why I like Happy is because she has a nickname for literally everyone. She calls Byleth Chatterbox. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, I think she calls Constance Coco as well.
Yeah, Constance is Coco, Yuri's Yuri Bird. Balthus is just Balthy or something. But yeah, she has a nickname for everyone, and Chatterbox is such a sarcastic nickname. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yuri. Infantry sword, more than likely pre-time skip and post. His special class is a trickster, and we.
Yeah, that's kind of what's implied. And he's got like the really fun mechanics to play around with, like the whole trickster class and stuff like that, because that's the one that just warps around, I think, or you swap spaces.
I actually don't remember.
Which we kind of already have with Leela in Fae already.
And he doesn't have a legendary weapon, but he has a legendary item. And that item gives him, like, Canto with unused movement.
So it's +1 movement, it's Canto, and it's also Pavis and Aegis at the same time, if Yuri's equipping it. So this guy could be just the infantry version of Legendary Sigurd, but he can also have, like, damage reduction and Canto at this. I don't know. Like, the good thing is it doesn't grant the +1 to allies, it just grants it to the person who's got it equipped. So maybe he is just going to be permanent 3-move infantry with some sort of Canto. Or he can have, like, the space swapping like Leela has in Heroes.
One thing that they could do for him in terms of his legendary item is, like, they could have the extra movement represented by an odd Tempest or even Tempest in the C slot. The weapon would have built-in Canto and damage reduction as well to signify the Pabai / Aegis, is what I'm thinking. He's probably gonna. We know he's gonna be fast as all heck. So his damage reduction is going to be based off of his speed for sure. He's like the fastest unit in the game in 3 houses. Like, he kind of knocked Petra off that pedestal really hard. Yeah, sword unit for sure, for the most part. They could do tome if they really want to get fancy. An extra movement tome infantry unit with Canto would be really, really cool. Yeah, they just have a lot of options for what they want to do with Yuri, honestly. Like,
yeah.
His
I could see him being a
item
mage
so
or a
much
sword
built in.
user.
It's almost like a Fallen Edelgard kind of feel, honestly.
I mean, this would also kind of depend on what the rest of the banner would be. Because, like, recently we have had a tendency to get one of every color. Every now and then banners do color share, but for a banner like this, like, you feel like Balthus would be green, Constance would be, like, blue. Either red or blue, because she uses dark magic for the most part, but she can also use, like, elemental magic too, I think. And then Happy you could make a case for, like, being green or blue, but they might also shaft her to being a colorless healer or something like that. And then Yuri feels like the real standout red option on the banner. So it feels like this could really easily be just its own banner with, a color differential and a demote.
Yeah. They could also possibly make Constance like a colorless tome too. Possibly, I could see a case for that.
Yeah, I guess they could do that too.
Are they gonna bring Meteor into Fae? Or Bolting? She has Bolting, not Meteor.
Yeah, she is Bolting.
That'd be funny.
You could also do Yuri could be infantry, Happy could be cav, Constance could be a flyer.
Yeah.
And then I guess you could make the case for Balthus to be armored. I mean, he is bulky, but you could also just leave him as an infantry as well. You don't need to shoehorn an armored unit in there.
Yeah. I can see him more as being an infantry, because, like, his movement isn't bad. His defenses aren't all that good. They're not bad. They're not armor unit worthy, so. Yeah, what was the point you wanted to bring up earlier?
That was it. Like, the color distribution on the banner.
Yeah, like, they have an even mix of colors here. They have, it's all 4 units are in the top 4 most wanted units in Fae that are not in Fae. So, like, they have options, and like I said, Yuri has the most options out of any of them to play around with. He can be pretty much anything. He could be a colorless tome. He could be a sword unit. He could be a colored tome. He could be almost anything you want him to be, because he's just that versatile, because the trickster class is both sword and magic. So, like, you've got options to play with there too. So,
I wouldn't be surprised if they stuck him on a legendary banner.
Legendary Yuri? Ooh. That would be interesting, because the other house leaders have been, and he's technically the leader of his house. There's just less students.
Yep.
Legendary Yuri. I would like that. Yeah, anything else you'd like to add for this one?
No, I think we've covered it all.
Okay. Well, I guess that is it for now. Don't forget, everyone, Gatekeeper, CYL next year. Oh, no, not Gatekeeper. Abyss Keeper. Sorry. Abyss Keeper. Gatekeeper's already in it. He's coming in, like, a little over a month.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're almost in CYL time. It's crazy.
That'll be fun. The Fae channel that reveals the CYL classes is always both fun and disappointing. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely check out Linkking's channel. What are you up to on your channel currently?
I don't even know by the time this video's out what I'm going to be doing, but I do have a video about Dimitri in the works, so that'll be fun.
That'll be interesting. Can't wait for that to be released. And yeah, definitely like, comment, subscribe, both me and him. And until next time, this is BRadionDon signing off. Bye.
Bye-bye.